This is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I've got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our Daily Gun Show. We come to you live every evening at midnight Eastern. That's 9 p.m. Pacific for about an hour each night. We'll do 3 gun-related topics. We do different topics throughout the week. We plan those on Monday, so if you'd like to be part of creating the show, join us on Mondays. We run it on YouTube. We simulcast it over at gunchannels.com, where we're watching the live comments from the people that join us live. This is an effort in new media, so we're not just taking a radio show and putting it on the internet. We're using the audience as part of the conversation. So join us each evening, and we, like I say, we'd run it on Gun Channels. We'll take the audio and the best of it, at least, and post that over on iTunes as a podcast. So we appreciate everybody who watches the show now and in the future, especially those that leave us comments out there, subscribe to our channels. Your interaction with those platforms empowers you as more than just audience. You're part of the what determines what's going to be watched out there, and that should help us get more audience. That's one of our goals, so we appreciate the people that do that for ours and other gun-related content that's out there. We have hosts. We have a guest host tonight. Al's jumping in from California. Thanks again for joining. Am I frozen?
No, I can hear you.
Oh, well.
I was muted. Yeah, thanks for having me on again. I'm stupid because I don't know how to work my thing, but...
No worries. Those are complicated. And then we got Jimmy jumping in from Phoenix.
What's up? Good to be here.
Messed it all up, Bob. And then we got Bob from Canada. Thanks for joining.
Hey, glad to be here. Oh, and might I say greetings to our guest.
Close. And I'm down here in Tucson. So we're running the show. It's Friday, so we're talking gun biz. We'll talk gun tech and alternative gun topics. Specifically tonight, we're going to talk about the next step in gun technology. Talked about folding guns the other day, so maybe that's it. Maybe it's not. In the gun biz, we're going to talk about the new 44 Auto Mag. And then for the alternative gun topics, we're talking about gun posters. Posters you might hang up on your wall that have guns on them or in them or somehow about guns. But before we do, we sometimes, and historically, we would take a moment at the beginning of the show to talk about maybe all those warm-up shows that happen throughout the evening, or maybe what happened in our lives overnight, or I guess not overnight now, during the day. Should we pause? Is there anything to talk about? Anybody watch Yankee and Iraq and everybody together?
No, I actually tried to watch Matt's chat, but it was apparently about that stupid Star Trek show, or Star Wars, I don't know. But they were talking Jar Jar and little tiny dwarfy man with a sword, and I just kind of went, forget this. So I don't know who I watched after that.
Yeah. But yeah, I got nothing.
I don't have anything either.
Jimmy and Angelina have been working all day, so yeah, interesting day. And let's see, we've just rescheduled the bingo. We were going to do the SHOT Show bingo today, but because of all of the excitement, there was 8 shows. We're the 8th show this evening. Actually, the 9th, I think. I think I missed Budget Guns and Gear on the list. And if you count Yankee, who didn't even talk about gun channels, I guess, there was 9 shows, 9 gun-related live things happening tonight. So big night for live entertainment. Lots of stuff to catch up on, but we'll dig into gun tech. What's the next step in gun tech? Oh, you know what? Before we start, I want to just address, we're simulcasting over on the Instagram tonight, and I saw Gat Guns jumped in, that cool gun shop in Illinois. So I don't know if they're still watching or not, but that was very cool to see them jump into the live feed. Anyway, next step in gun tech. What is it?
I really hope it folds.
That the whole gun industry folds, collapses in on itself? Goes
No,
out.
Folding blocks.
The gun is hinged.
Ah, okay.
Well,
Maybe a
that's
hinged
your
optic?
that's your second line of defense, right? You just pinch someone in the hinge.
Back to that again.
Back to that.
But I don't know. Is that we've had this discussion before in the past, and I think it usually goes to some kind of development of projectiles or something. or the next thing besides gunpowder, I guess. But then we sometimes talk about the modular, like the SIG, whatever it is, where it has the chassis, and then you just attach the different components to it to make it a large frame, small frame, long slide, short frame, short slide, even calibers, right? And so
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the next step, but that's a step I think is an interesting one.
How about can we include ammo in this also? Because there's a lot of ammo innovations. They're using a lot of different. I mean, the polymer ones don't really get my goose going, I guess, that much. But there is other stuff. Like I've seen people putting out heavier metals and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's getting kind of interesting, I guess.
What about that whole at least here it's a big thing that like the gun that will only fire if it's in the hands of the owner?
I hate that idea personally. I don't know.
Unquote safety or whatever. Safety tech.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of unrealistic, but a lot of people think it's like the way to like the middle ground gun control, I guess.
Oh, I think so.
They've been trying to do that kind of shit since probably the 70s. There were rings that the police would wear in order so nobody had to grab the gun. There were biometric sensors. There's electronic sensors like RID or whatever chips, and it never is a good idea.
Well,
should a hammer be keyed to every carpenter?
Well, what about like the breathalyzers that are on vehicles? Right? So that seems like a good idea to people. Like nobody should be drunk driving. There's no need to drunk drive, right? So why not have a breathalyzer in every vehicle? I think cost is the number one because you're persecuting potentially everybody who ever drives, making them require that they're not drunk in order to drive. So that would be a massive cost and obligation on everybody. And then do you apply that to ambulances and police cars? Because it would be super interesting, super good for police to not be drunk and ambulance drivers to not be drunk. Trust me, that happens. And why wouldn't we put them on those emergency vehicles? Because they need them quickly. They don't need anything encumbering their ability to use the vehicle for an emergency, right? Which I think are two things that would apply in that tech to the firearm.
That's the same thing that I thought too, because if it's your carry, right, and like something's going down, if you're not gripping it like the right way or whatever, so what, it just doesn't work and you die?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, say you're like traveling or something like that, and you're at some seedy donut shop, and you just got done eating, and you got some frosting on, and they get stuck up, and all of a sudden your fingerprint doesn't read because you got chocolate frosting on your index finger or something.
The level of detail involved in that story seems far too detailed. I think that happened.
I do this, man. This is.
Well, we're getting some feedback from the Instagram side tonight. So we want to address that. Swag is saying, well, he's asking an AK question. We'll address that maybe later. But he said, same person said, polymer barrels as new tech. What do you think of like fancy polymers?
I've seen a couple of those that were sort of interesting, but they have steel insert, like the actual barrels part of it, where the bullet and all that stuff, the science, the magic happens. I guess that's all steel.
Yeah, wasn't it like a steel, like a tube basically covered in polymer?
Yeah, for the most part, the ones that I've seen anyway. But I've heard of some people saying that they have like a whole thing that's polymer that won't melt, but I don't see how that's going to work without inserts.
What if the projectile's got a plastic too? So now it's just plastic to plastic.
Oh yeah,
but still, you're still
plastic at high speed. You know what they do? They melt together.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're still getting that hot explosion, and then you're going to get friction between the two plastics. You're asking for
I would save the industry a lot of money on that one, but that was a suggestion.
Well, I mean, it's they're doing the carbon fiber. The AR-7 had the fiberglass wrapped steel tube for a barrel. I mean, they work, but what's the problem with it? It wears out really fast, right? You have a limited amount of steel, and it's just, I don't care what kind of material it is. It's not the same as being a steel barrel wrapped around it. A real honest-to-God gun that you're going to hand down to your great-grandchildren is going to be made out of wood and steel.
Please.
That's my opinion.
I was reading the chat. Did Bob just say the new tech is wood and steel?
Oh, those are them are going to be the guns
It's
that get passed
classic.
down. Everything else is going to dry rot, I guess, or something. I don't know.
I mean, I think you'd pass your your AR, your all plasticky out AR down, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I already have a list of where all my guns are going right now. I want to do it while I'm alive, so as people die, I could just check them off, or if they piss me off, I'd be like, nope.
Nope, you ain't getting shit now. Scratch
Yeah.
them out.
Just make the hole big enough to pile them all in there on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually end up just keeping them all when I die, but I don't know. We'll see.
Just bury you with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a museum or something.
Get one of those, like, you know how they dig a plot down so two people can go in? So one will be you, one will be your guns.
Yeah. But I'll get it made in glass so people can tunnel under and look at me like it's a shark tank or something.
Yeah. Like the Pope.
Yeah.
Or
All right.
Ava Perón.
Yep.
Anything else new gun tech? I'm not seeing anything on the YouTube side. They're being weird out there. Cycle Camp is saying expense, complexity, fragility, impact on reliability. Oh, I guess he's saying what? Plastic?
Talking bullets.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's talking about bullets.
Well, hey, check this out. Honestly, not being snarky or anything like this. What do you guys think about that whole straight rifling with that weird finned projectile bullet, that Franklin Armory or whatever, and their proprietary ammo? Well, it's not necessarily proprietary, but that weird ammo they got for it.
Gimmick. A stupid gimmick. That's all.
Has anyone seen it shoot or anything? I didn't see any videos or. I mean, if it works.
They were shooting it at range, Dave, but I didn't see it shoot. I don't know. I haven't watched any videos of it, but it's got decent, accurate MOA if you use their little football-looking thing, and if you just shoot regular, it's less. What, 1 or 4 MOA or something at 25 yards? So it's
if you don't use them, you're just pretty much lobbing 223s down the range. I mean, yeah.
Well,
less than combat accuracy.
Take whatever comments people make about this, and I would say there's probably as many people that made comments like that about the brace, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the shockwave.
Oh, of course. I mean, look at how many people are indifferent and don't care about the butt stock or the bump fire stock and say that's stupid. I mean,
Yeah, the bump fire stock, seriously, that came out and it didn't get as much attention or anything. It didn't try to make a debut or anything, but I don't remember at least. But yeah, again, I'm all about, to answer the question, I'm all about devices that comply, that, go to that vague definition and then work within they comply with the law. And if the law was written with the line here and they, did sign and build to that line, then that's what it's all about, right? That's how we move the line. Really, the real goal here is to get rid of the NFA, right? To question why the lines are where they are, why there are lines. So I think having the Serbu around for a long time, the Serbu Super Shorties, as AOWs in the hands of lots and lots and lots of people, showed that short shotguns aren't inherently evil. And now the mare's legs, right, that have been coming out from Taurus made those super popular. Was it Taurus and Henry? And then the shockwaves now, those are showing that small format firearms are not inherently dangerous. There was nothing stopping a criminal from making any of those, and there's nothing stopping criminals from using them now, except that criminals just don't use them. We don't have that many criminals. It's a perception issue.
Yeah,
so,
they're using like cheap handguns or handguns that were stolen from somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. But that was one of the things that I was happy about when I saw the shockwave style. I guess it was the Gatekeeper, and then but those style of firearms getting popular, because I'm thinking, well, okay, they're going to get popular. A lot of people are going to buy them. A lot of people are going to own them, and that would be a leg to stand on to knock out short barrel AOWs, I guess, and then work on SBSs. And I guess that Franklin Armory, what is the recreation or whatever the hell it is, I guess that could be the same thing with SBSs or SBRs, I mean, or pistols or whatever.
Fever on the Instagram site again is saying, did they get rid of Saturday Night Specials for that same reason? Let's see.
For what
not
reason?
Because I guess so. You could say they created the sporting use clause of the 1968 Gun Control Act, which limited their importation. I mean, I guess I get it. They weren't that they. It wasn't that Saturday Night Specials. Small, inexpensive, small caliber firearms weren't designed to, I don't know, push the definition of what a handgun is or anything. They just were. I mean, whenever they invented the 25 ACP, Browning wrapped a little 25 pocket Browning around it. I mean, they've been invented since 1908, so they weren't doing anything to, I don't think, to prove a point, like the brace and like the mare's leg and the shockwave. I guess you could say were, designed to do that. Where I think Saturday Night Specials were outlawed for more of a political and more nefarious reasons for control of population and that kind of thing.
They were gunning for excuse the pun, but they were gunning for them. So you look at the story behind that, and a lot of people don't grasp that when they look at the story of those Saturday Night Special companies, is that they threw everything at them, and then them companies did everything that they could to comply, and they still found reasons to, put them out of business or close to it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here they outlawed the little guns because, concealability, because you can conceal them easily, and, because we don't have concealed carry permits, it was so much easier to make this a reason, right? So, you guys are lucky. You've got concealed carry. It makes it a little harder for them to outlaw small guns because they're concealable when you regularly carry full-size guns concealed and no one can see them. But here it was, we outlawed little guns because they were too concealable.
And there was some influence from the industry. And you could buy a copy of a Browning from Italy or Spain or wherever, Germany, I guess, for probably pennies on the dollar compared to a decent one made of stainless in a real factory. That was frustrating, and it was a way to eliminate some. Well, the sporting use was also got rid of all the military rifles that were built by arsenals during wartime, right? So guns that were built at $5 a piece were flooding markets with hunting rifles. Look how many sporterized war rifles. We're competing with the Rugers and the Remington, just regular rifles. So the 68 had more than just the influence, or had more influence than just infringing on our rights. It was also an economic thing. And it's worth looking into. We'll be doing that in the Minuteman University show at some point. Patriot Sandy just got the swag from the 500th show. That's cool. Pretty much everybody's is out. I think there might have been a couple of people that we're still waiting on addresses from. If that's the case, we do have the form back up on the website. Feel free to use that at dailygunshow.com, or you can always email us at dailygunshow@gmail.com.
Actually, there's a question out there which I know that you are qualified to answer, and it was about the Ring of Fire guns. Why were they called the Ring of Fire guns? And that was particularly where they were built, right?
Yeah, that was an asshole doctor who decided that the firearm was the problem for, violence. And because these factories that they were built in surrounded the city, the downtown city of Los Angeles, they were in a lot of the, like manufacturing centers or industrial areas around the town. He called it the Ring of Fire because the Pacific Rim has the volcanoes all around it. I guess they call it the Ring of Fire.
That's different from the lawsuit, right? The early 2000 lawsuit on that.
They're definitely tied together, but the 2004 lawsuit from Brico, who was sued because the babysitter shot the kid he was babysitting in the neck and paralyzed him. They blamed the gun for that and sued that Brico manufacturer for $4 million out of business. And that was a bit later. The article that they called it Ring of Fire was based off of the earlier article. Maybe I'm trying to remember now, but at least maybe almost 10 years earlier.
When I was in school, we read about an almost case. I think the judge threw it out. The NAACP was trying to sue like 20 manufacturers of, Saturday Night Specials because they uniquely harmed a race because it enabled lower income people to buy more guns and then raise the level of violence. And that was all, because it was a Saturday Night Special.
That would actually be interesting. I'd like to talk to you about that. That's because you grew up there, I guess, and that was part of California history or something, or?
No, it's because I was going to school for law. So
Oh.
it was, I mean, it was in downtown LA. So it was kind of like when we were talking about guns and stuff like that, it was one of the things that came up as recent kind of gun banning case.
But so I'd like to talk to you about that. I kind of assumed, I guess you meant like in high school or something, but yeah, so there's lots of stuff going on there with the lawsuits, but I guess we can tie that into Glock and then move on to tech. But in the book Glock America's Gun, he gets into that, and Glock actually was I don't know if you could call it strategic or happened to be coincidentally in the right place at the right time, or I guess you could also say they strategically put themselves into the right place and then the right time happened. But anyway, it's interesting because yeah, that was an effort for a while, and it again has to do with the doctor that created the term ring of fire guns. They basically couldn't, they were frustrated in their attempts to legally ban the manufacture of these firearms or the possession of these firearms. So they tried to go after it legally, litigiously, and those lawsuits were spreading like wildfire, and it looked like the way that the anti-gunners were gonna go for a while. And then Glock stepped in, kind of did a flip-flop on their whole strategy, and then it ended as soon as it started. And I think a repercussion from that is the thing that Hillary was trying to yell about at the end there, that whole like concept that the gun industry has some special exception that allows them to make death machines and not be liable. But it had to do with trying to sue an industry for what, you know, bad people do with items.
Yeah, well, the next step would be suing the auto industry, right? Because drunk drivers or terrorists misuse the vehicles.
So that will take us, I guess, out of that subject and into the gun biz. We'll be talking about that new 44 Magnum. I would try to con this one off on Jimmy today, but we can't really do that. It would be inappropriate. So we try to feature one of the members of Gun Channels every day on this show between the first and second segment of the show. This week we've been doing some of the channels that post regularly. You might have noticed a theme to the shows. And today it's Early Watch, Jimmy and Tony. And I don't know if you call Pawnery part of it or Night Strike some of the regulars. HVS used to be a regular for a little while.
Yeah, I would consider Pawnery, Night Strike, HVS, even though he ain't been there in forever. Squib, definitely everybody that's been around since the beginning. Those are, yeah, you call them co-hosts, I guess, when they're there. But yeah, it's been fun.
Really do appreciate you guys doing the show every single morning. For me personally, you know, when I'm doing my computer stuff in the mornings, it's either that or some stupid thing on Netflix or a radio show, and I hate radio stuff. I'm sick of Netflix, and you guys keep it interesting. There's the ability to jump in and text if I need to, or even jump in if I'm bored. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys being there.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's one of the things we like to do. We like to keep it open. Anybody that has even a differing opinion, everybody is welcome in there. We just kick out the news stories, and then we pretty much open it up to everybody and anybody, get their opinions on stuff. So yeah, definitely glad to be doing it, and couldn't be doing it without the audience that we got in the text chat, people that jump into the chat. Appreciate everybody.
All right, so we'll move into the gun biz and this new 44 Automag. Did anybody, well, Angelina, you were at SHOT. Did you get a chance to go down and look at that thing? It was in the basement.
No, I didn't get to see. I only walked around for like 15 minutes between meetings. I didn't get to see anything cool. So I was relying on Smeggy's pictures pretty much.
I guess that's a good point. I'll go grab the Instagrams. So
while you're doing that, I'll comment on it from the light research that I've done. I'm really interested in it. Especially now when they were originally produced, I think we've upgraded like CNC and all that process. I don't know, the metal work and everything. I'm interested to see. I obviously, unfortunately, missed SHOT Show this year, but yeah, I'm interested to get hands on. And then there's like, how many different guns are there? 5 of them. There's like the classic, and then there's the collector's one, and the hunter, and there's like 5 or 6 of them shits and stuff in there.
There was at least 5 and maybe 6, and yeah, I'm looking for a picture because I can't remember either. I'm hoping somebody has a picture of the table where they had them on display, but I don't see any from Pink, so I have to go to Smeggy.
I've seen it on Smegs, but yeah, I'm really interested in it. Price tag is something I'm not gonna ever afford probably, but
what is the price tag? I forget. It's like $1,000 plus.
No, the one, yeah, I think that was the cheapest one, so it's not completely out of the realm of the norm, but I think one of the collector one was like $4,000 or up there, too close to it or something like that, and then they like averaged out at around 2.
That's a lot of money.
The original ones were actually quite inexpensive. And
yeah, well, but now they're like collector's items, though, ain't it, or something like that.
But the thing is, I would still want one of the originals, but only if I could get it for the original price. So yeah, I would not pay that much money for one now. I think it's an interesting design, but it's not at all. It's a toy, and I don't have money for toys like that.
And I can't find Smeggy's picture either.
I would much rather buy 5 or 6 surplus military rifles for that amount of money.
I would be interested to see new modern companies come out and play with that. I know we've joked around before about like Glock doing it or something like that, but I would like to see modern company play around with that round. That would be interesting. In a new format, not, something completely brand new.
Just noticed that Gary, thanks Gary for dropping the link to.
That would be interesting.
Oh, listening to Jimmy on the echo. I just noticed that Gary dropped a link to Early Watch, so thanks. It looks like you got what, $199 or $299 subs over there. So hopefully
I think there's like 100 and almost 200, something like that. Appreciate it.
Get you over the 200 tonight.
Oh, cool, man.
Then if you hit that little Liberty Bell thing, if you're already subscribed, you unsubscribe and you resubscribe, or if you're subscribing for the first time, you get that little Liberty Bell. And if you want alerts turned on, if they're turned on your computer, then whenever Jimmy goes live on that channel, it'll let you know so you don't miss them. At least that's the idea.
Yeah. You'll probably get a bunch of crap in your feed from me on Sunday, but that's just the shows for the week, so my bad.
With that, do we have anything else to talk about with that Automag? So it's free. They're sending you one because you're an awesome YouTube channel. You gonna accept it, Bob?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
Angelina?
I would take one, totally.
I wouldn't take one because I feel like that'd be stealing.
Oh.
It's un-American if you don't take a gun when it's offered to you.
I'm just kidding. That would be rude. So I would take all of them. And I would be like offended that they didn't give me more. I'd be like, really?
Yeah.
There's my channel. Come on. All right. So should we do the third topic or dig into some?
Send them all a G, and it'd be like, oh yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah. Next. Right now I'm out in the road. I can't mail anything.
I'm still bitter about that shotgun laser that I never sent them.
I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not going to say that.
All right. So then should we do the third topic or dig into one of the daily things?
I don't know. Let's talk about one of the daily things. Let's talk about the movie of the day. We don't usually do that this early, and I kind of want to talk about this one.
I hope it's one I've seen, but probably not.
Oh, you don't have the spreadsheet.
Girl, you must have seen this one. You have to have seen this one.
Did Bob just say girl?
Girl.
Girl, come on. Girl.
Gotta see this.
Something you might not have seen in a while, or if you're a youngin', something you ain't seen yet. So today it's the movie They Live, one of Jimmy's favorites. They Live.
My absolute favorite, yeah, not top of the line. I would have to say my apologies, but it would be They Live, Red Dawn, and then every other movie after that.
And a Canadian in the starring role, Roddy Piper.
I think of him as a Scot, but yeah, I guess we might get technical.
So Angelina, have you seen this movie?
I haven't.
Have not.
I have not.
Well, just like having Dano in here, we get to be jealous of you for getting the experience of watching They Live for the first time. You're lucky.
So I'm like Dano now.
Yeah, that was kind of offensive, but yeah, no.
You're not like Dano. I haven't heard you wander on for 10 minutes on the same.
No.
But
you're only similar in the way that you haven't seen that movie, I guess. But we can assume Dano hasn't seen it.
Is it on Netflix or?
That's a good one. It's a good one. So it's one of those ones that they're not going to give you free because they know people are going to.
On YouTube.
It's way too awesome for free.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can
All
find
right.
it.
Is it kind of where you have to watch it small, or is it like?
It's actually one of those movies that, like, it's in memes. It's in everyday. It's almost like, you know, the classic shit from all the other movies that you'll see. You know, like, oh, you know, geez whiz, I wish I could remember movies.
Have you
I
ever?
came here to do two things: kick ass and chew bubblegum. I'm all about bubblegum, all that kind of shit. Yeah,
Oh, that's
but
what
that is. But I'm saying, is the actual movie on there, or is there a synopsis of memes?
Oh no, there's an actual movie on there.
Oh,
I anyway, that's I've watched it a couple times on YouTube.
all right. I would check it out if I get the chance. I would even pay $5.99 on the Walmart bin or whatever if you find it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how much it costs a Walmart bin, but it's the kind of movie you'd own on DVD. It's cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna look it up.
It is really interesting. It's a little dated because of the time, but I mean, if you're not bad about 70s, 80s type stuff.
Dated? It's not even. It's super awesome. Yeah,
I watched that movie like last week and laughed.
As
it's
far as
John
like
Carpenter,
horror,
so it's The Thing and other John Carpenter movies I can't remember. Is he?
But it's also comedic too. Like, it's funny. Wait, what?
Is he Escape from New York, John Carpenter?
I think so.
Right,
I'm pretty sure he was.
Escape.
I feel like Z's letting us down here.
Well, he is. Well, you know what? It's the Islander thing in him, right? It's just like, hey, man, it'll all be
I
good.
like to be tied down, man.
Yeah, it'll all be good. I'll be there when I'm there, man. I'm on island time.
That's how Canadians think.
Wrong island.
Time.
You're welcome, audience. You're welcome. All right, so that's They Live. You got to watch that movie if you haven't before.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm definitely watching it.
Bob, how many weird thumbs are you giving it?
I'm giving it 2 big thumbs up.
Jimmy?
Come on, two thumbs.
Obviously, yeah. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs. I saved my 2 thumbs for good movies, and I'm going to give it 2. I'm not insane. I'm not putting it in the order that Jimmy theorized, but that's ridiculous. But it is a good movie. Everything about it's good. It's sci-fi. It's even when I watch it now, I'm like, I forget what happens. Like I guess I don't watch it enough, but it's an interesting plot, and then it's just enough cheese to make it awesome. Speaking of cheese,
yeah.
It's a little bit cheesy because you can tell like they're not, the Roddy Piper is not an actor.
He's pretty good in there.
He plays the part well, and yeah, it's just really a good, honest movie that's entertaining. So, and it's really good sci-fi.
Oops, am I showing secrets over here? Damn it. Over here again. It's Pizza Day, so that's what I was trying to do. I'm not showing a bunch of secrets. Ignore whatever was on the screen earlier. Now it's Pizza Day.
Do you realize how long it took him to lick all that pizza cheese off those guns?
I did that last year, and there's still grease leaking out of them guns. Yeah. So
Dilute, though.
that this picture got a lot of traction. So you want to get a lot of hits on the internet, put a ton of guns on a big ass pizza, put it on the internet on National Pizza Day. So I know I'll had some pizza today. Anybody else eat pizza today because of the pizza day?
Nah.
Haters. You hate pizza?
Gotta eat pizza today.
Jimmy's from Chicago. He knows pizza. I know he knows pizza.
That's why I can't just let myself go to any old pizza joint.
And that's why I think you get a pass, because you live in Phoenix and there is no Chicago pizza in Phoenix.
Are you a Giordano's or a Lou Malnati's kind of guy?
Giordano's.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I like Lou Malnati's or whatever. But I'll eat the other one. What's the one with all the lights? Like is that a different one? With all the like chandeliers and stuff in the place? Like too many of them?
Giordano's.
Oh, is that the one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like red and bricks inside usually.
Okay, that's the one I like.
It's like the kind of joint you go to like after an 8th grade dance or something like that,
Well played. Okay, so is that the one you guys said you liked better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one.
That then. Lou Malnati's is just more around, so you can get it frozen shipped to you. I think that's why.
I get shipped pizza from Giordano's.
Oh, you get it from there?
Yeah, there's actually one opening up in Phoenix, or already has opened up in Phoenix.
Oh, really?
I gotta check it out. Yeah, I gotta check it out. I'm not sure.
We had a Uno's open up in Tucson, and it was frozen pizzas that they would heat up, but it was at least Uno's. But we'll have to have a whole other chat on pizzas because these people don't know nothing. Pizzas, they think they know pizza.
The real debate is New York pizza or New Jersey pizza.
I have no idea what there's a difference. Is there?
Neither.
Or is it a trick question?
Yeah, there's a.
Chicago?
I think New Jersey pizza is better, but in my book, Italy pizza kills everything.
All right. So what's the difference between New Jersey and New York then? New York, excuse me. New Jersey.
I'm not sure. It's I don't know. It tastes a little bit different.
Okay,
I mean,
but it looks the same?
Yeah, it pretty much looks the same. I mean, I thought the New Jersey one was like crispy on the bottom, and I really liked that. The New York one was kind of sloppy.
Okay, well, I could go with the crispy, like, cracker crust more, for sure.
You know, I think we should get back onto the topic, because there is a chat here.
Bob hates pizza.
Else on Gun Shells actually does. I think it's Midnight Range. He does these chats.
Why do you hate pizza, Bob?
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually like
the tomatoes, or is it the camaraderie of eating with your friend?
I don't like pizza chats. I'm just saying.
Okay. So going through the rest of history, since we're kind of talking about today in history, because it's Pizza Day.
What? No. Well, okay, you started that. I was on
I started it.
Today.
This is one that there's not that many interesting ones in here. 1904, Russia and Japan declare war on each other. Because that's cool.
Well, not for the soldiers and sailors.
How about this one? So I hope we're not going to offend Owl on this one. 1915, President Wilson blasts the British for using the U.S. flag on merchant ships to deceive the Germans. So what's up with that? British are over there using our flag to...
I think that's kind of right. I mean, why not?
Oh, of course, Bob's going to side with the British.
Hey, you guys use our flag all the time when you go over to Europe. You put it on backpacks so that people don't beat you up.
I definitely do not.
Bob sides with the British again. Okay.
Surprise.
Be stoked to hear that.
This one I think is vague.
Back in the 80s, your embassy used to tell tourists that. So
to pretend you're Canadian?
Yes. Yeah, well, they told Americans.
We didn't fly your Canadian flag on your ships, though. We told our tourists that Canadians don't get killed as much as Americans when they're all getting...
Yeah, because Canadians didn't have any money.
All right, so it's because you let your people die. We go get them. Or wait, no, that wouldn't work. I don't know why they don't. Anyway, this one I'm not real happy with our history cheat sheet here. It says 1945, B-29s hit the Tokyo area. What does that mean? Is that, well, I guess Bob would know more. 45, that wasn't the first, was it?
Oh, no, that was the first.
It was the end of the second one.
Yeah,
end of the Second World War, yeah.
So, okay, I'm thinking the Enola Gay. So this is just plain old B-29s finally get up there and can just wail on Tokyo with conventional bombing.
Yeah, they firebombed Tokyo and killed actually more people than any of the nukes did. But it took like 1,000 airplanes to do it.
So I guess let's remember that happened today in 1945. Nobody all that interesting to guns was born. So that's our day in history. Mainly, it's Pizza Day. And I do apologize for taking a picture of a New York-ish, style-ish pizza instead of a real Chicago pizza, but I live in Tucson, and we don't have real pizza here.
Well, so I just figured it was aesthetic anyway. It was just a pizza.
You can't make a Chicago pizza that big. There's cheese regulations about importing that much cheese.
Well, honestly, just going through those pictures quick, I thought it was a drawing of a pizza. So it's okay.
At this point, you guys just do that just to bug me. You know, we're talking about pizza on the Daily Gun Show. Come on. Jeez.
We know exactly where to go. We know one of Bob's triggers. Was Bob about to do something and I interrupted him there? We were still talking.
I think Bob's prime minister just got in a car accident like 2 miles from me.
Did he die? Please? Did he die?
I don't think he died. I think it was just like a fender bender.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, well,
wait, how do you know that? Did you see like an explosion of rainbows or something like that?
No, there's a news story. Said
oh, it seriously had? Oh, wow. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he was getting a blowjob from a tranny with
All right.
when it happened with a bottle of Jack in his hands.
But he don't want to talk about pizza.
That would be the best thing ever. He would be.
Yeah. Let's not talk about a food preference. Let's talk about a world.
Trannies and blowjobs.
Yeah, okay.
Well, no, it's just I hate my prime minister. I think he's just a twit.
You know what I don't hate is my crazy little twist too, and that's our gun of the day. So everybody can sit back. We'll turn the lights off here. Don't fall asleep. No, you can light a cigarette, but there's no talking. And eventually it'll start.
Well, anybody watches our videos knows I'm pretty partial to these 22 shorts. Really like the caliber. It's fun to shoot. So I found this on a store the other day, and I just had to grab it. So it's called a Twist 2 by Estool. So manufactured by Estool Incorporated, Matthews, North Carolina, and distributed by Himmel Ind.
And I'm gonna read every piece of paper in there, I guess.
Derringer.
Why do people like my videos? They're weird.
Very similar in shape and size to the 22 short.
There's my hand for a good portion of it.
But as you see, I push this little switch.
Well, they're probably just looking at you.
You're able to load 2 rounds of 22 short.
Very nice guys.
Are you saying stuff up?
Man.
Rounds in.
So you load it on the side there. This is what it's like shooting it. Well, that's what it looks like for my hand if I was shooting it.
Shoot it again. Have a little half cock there. And then I figured out I need some sort of a little rod to push the brass out.
So there's nothing in it. And there it is.
Somebody from North Carolina has seen one of these before.
Anyway, it's on the pizza, so I got some comments on it. I don't have the pizza up anymore. But people always think it's a 3-barrel Derringer because of the front. Since
I thought it was.
everybody does. And then because it could be, I guess. It could just have some sort of a break open type of thing. We're going to get it to show the actual barrels. Some sort of a break open thing maybe, but it's really just pivoting or twisting on this middle one, as you saw. But I've seen doing the tour last year in a couple of the museums. I've seen the real, like the real ones from back in the Civil War days, I guess, that this thing is modeled after. But I think this thing was like $50 or something back when they came out in whatever years it was, like probably the 80s or something. Pretty decent.
You got to be real careful with them shits, ain't it? Like they could be real brittle.
Brittle because it's brass, you mean?
Well, yeah, like the ammo. I mean, not brittle like you could break it from holding it wrong. I mean, like the ammo you use and stuff like that.
No, this one's modern. This one was made in like the 80s. It just
okay.
But an old one, yeah, I don't think I'd even. Well, I'd probably shoot some kind of dumbed down rimfire, I guess. But it's 22 short, so it's a little small one, and it looks nice with the other tiny ones. And that's our gun of the day, Twist Derringer. Twist 2. Got a link to the video in there.
Yeah, those
1,000 people wasted 4 minutes of their lives on that one.
Those original 22s, short Derringers and that, they were black powder, so they were. Yeah,
according to this thing, I probably paid like, well, way less than $100 for that, whenever it was. I don't remember anymore. But according to this, I've made $242 on that video. So make YouTube videos. It might be worthwhile.
Now, quick question before we move on. Is that a Twist 2 because of the 2 barrels, or was there like a first generation of that gun?
Good question. It is 2 because of the 2 barrels, I think. Or maybe it is a double play on words because maybe it's 2 because it's a recreation of those olden ones. Huh. But I think it's because of the 2 barrels.
I think it's rad. I love tiny guns, so.
See, I look at that and think that something that, well, maybe I'd want a long rifle, but something like that would be a really handy little gun to throw in your sock or something. Just, as your final last ditch backup.
So with that, we could go to, what did I do? I keep sliding over, and that's why I don't catch the last topic. Okay, so now we should go into the last topic of the day. Alternative gun topic this week is gun posters. It says classic and new. So, dang, I wish I had pictures of my old posters. Did you guys ever have posters in your rooms?
Oh, it's one of the reasons why I still get modern magazines nowadays, is to get some of the posters that are in there.
Well, they're fold-ups then, though. They're not even rolled. They're like all folded up that way.
They're and the folding stuff's shitty. I mean, I literally wallpapered my apartment when I was, first out on my own with the foldouts from airplane magazines. But you didn't see that coming. And yeah, covered the walls with them, eh? And yeah, if you read 3 or 4 magazines a month, you can wallpaper your walls, and it's really cool. But the posters, I mean, yeah, I had the Farrah Fawcett, the Terminator. I had all the movie posters because there's a movie place right down the street from me, and a friend of mine worked there. He'd just give me the posters, so I used them as just art. They were cool. Wish I still had them.
I have a Ghostbusters poster, but other than that, no.
Does it have the proton? What do they call it?
The proton? Yeah, the proton, the packs and stuff. Yeah, it's got the no ghost. It's an original from the first movie, so it's got a gun, I guess.
It counts as a gun.
Well, what really made me mad though about that new Ghostbusters movie is that I wish they would have figured out them proton brass knuckles in the 80s somehow. I know they.
Yeah, right.
I'm going through my Instagram here. A long time ago, I thought it was on this side. I put up a video or a thing for this show, or this one. I almost had that exact same poster. That was from Blue Horse Press or something. You never had any of those? A lot of times they were like a chick all wet coming out of like the water, out of the jungle, and she'd have some kind of crazy, dumb 1980s subgun, like a Uzi.
I've seen those, but I mean, I never had a wet female on my wall.
That's weird, but
yeah, I should have. But
I love the tan lines part, right? Where they got to have the tan lines, and it's just like, yeah,
they were 100% models that they just like said, here, put some stuff from the surplus store on, and then hold this gun.
Well, it's like a 80s gun bunny, right?
Definitely, yeah. And that was like all the rage at the gun shops and stuff. And I got them at the gun shows. That's where I get them. I'm thinking though, a poster that I think some of us might have, that we all might have had or have, is the ones you get with all the bullets on them, or sometimes with all the cartridges on them. So like a Winchester will do like their whole bullet line, or like a projectile place will do all their bullets. You guys get those? Because I like having those in like the reloading room, as quick reference kind of thing. Plus they just look cool having a poster with all bullets on it.
Most of the time those posters were, they tried to make the bullets actual size.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're full size. They're neat.
I would want one now. Yeah. That would be cool now.
I probably have a bunch rolled up somewhere. Except it costs $14 to ship posters. Crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Or 11, I guess. But that's the thing. I think that's why there's not so many posters. I guess you have to go to like the mall or something to get posters. I've never really seen posters at gun shops. It's not like a thing, which sucks because there are some cool posters. What about I don't like that company that much, but Carr, when they owned Thompson, Carr is constantly putting out posters with that girl. And then when they bought Thompson, they started doing a bunch of posters with Tommy guns on them. The only problem is they're the legal, non-SBR Tommy guns, so they look goofy.
Actually, I didn't mind those ones. I got to shoot one that was oh God, it was awful. Like as far as what they'd done to it, but it was a 16-inch barrel, semi-automatic Tommy gun with the grip on the front, the drum, but it was nickel-plated. It was just, I don't know, what do you call it? What would it be called? Pimp gun? I don't know. But this buddy of mine had it, and he lived on a house right next to a river, a bend in the river. So you could just throw wood blocks in the river and then shoot them as they floated by. And from his deck. It was the greatest place ever. But he used to use this for shooting beavers, too, because he had a what do you call that? Tree nursery. And the beavers used to get in and cost him thousands of dollars. And because there's lots of beavers, he used to shoot them. But that's what he used to shoot them with. And it was just hilarious that, he'd just go out there and just,
how is this a gun poster?
No, I was just talking about Tommy guns.
Okay. So Morphus on the YouTube side said that CNR Arsenal has been doing that series. I know that Foose has a bunch of those. They did them with like World War I, right? And World War II. Nobody? Okay.
No.
He's also saying we should make a Ring of Fire guns poster. Probably do something like that. I'd have to figure out posters. The only experience I have with posters so far is the cards, when they don't cut some of the cards and turn them into posters. I guess the uncut sheets, but they're card material, so they roll differently, and they cost more because they're being printed on card stock. So that place doesn't really do posters. Al, have you done anything with posters ever?
I can, but it's not super cost effective. It's kind of because we can only print on like a photo paper, so it's like a thick poster.
It would be more for like a sales thing where you're going to have it for a long time or move it around, rugged or something durable.
Yeah, it's like a photo quality print. I mean, if you want like a really nice print, like you're going to frame, I mean, that's, that would be it. But for like a bunch just like garage posters, other printers are probably more suited to that.
George is saying it is a gun poster. He's talking about getting a poster that would be all the flashes from the Green Berets. I've definitely seen those before. I'm trying to think of where you can get a good one. This is the one I'm thinking of that I've seen before, and that's just I think that one's kind of generic, but you might check the Green Beret Foundation. They probably either have them or have a link somewhere to them. But yeah, that'd be a cool poster. You can get that with lots of different units too, branches and whatnot. Okay. But those are cool because it's tough to learn all the units, especially when some of them are gone, right? They emerge, go away, new ones come up. So having something like that was always often handy back in the day, just to have kind of in your peripheral all the time so that you'd keep track. And when you're learning things, sometimes posters can be handy. Like I was saying with the reloading and stuff, sometimes just having a poster as reference can be kind of useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just found that one by doing a search. I literally copied what you put in there, poster of the Special Forces, and found that. So let me see if it gives me a page to visit. It's called Airborne Special Forces, and it looks like they're charging $20 plus $6 shipping. I'll throw a link out there. We don't have anything to do with them, but if anybody wants that one, they might have others too. Any other poster stuff, or should we move on? We'll move on. I can tell you that SHOT Show used to be like everybody had posters, and you'd walk around like a sucker with a big thing of posters all the time. By the end of the shot, you'd have so many posters that they couldn't crush anymore. They made their own like shipping tube, but that's definitely dwindled. Did you guys even see any posters recently? There might be somebody signing them. That's about it.
I didn't see any. Well, my limited experience this year, I don't think I saw anyone carrying a poster, but I also don't think I saw it last year at all either.
Like sometimes like the fancy shooter or somebody who's like a sponsored team guy or like a team or something will be there signing posters, or like Arlie Emery or somebody like that.
Yeah.
He does Glock books, like the magazine. And a tip, if you're going to go see Arlie Emery, bring a copy of Flannel Jacket. Don't have him sign stupid Glock magazine. Have him sign your DVD.
That's the way.
All right, with that, we can move on to the gun shop of the day.
That's what I was hoping for.
Rob likes this part because he gets to sit there and do nothing, get paid to just sit there.
Well, that, and I get to see cool gun shops.
Did screen share? Yeah. Ooh. Is a cool little shop in Circleville, Ohio called Excalibur Stores. So this is a neat shop. It's on the main street of a little town in Ohio. We were touring some Ohio shops there, friend Pink Panther, and this is one of his favorite shops in the local town here. And you can see it from the quick video here, the kind of size of the shop. And they've got this front area with the windows and everything. Like I say, it's right on the front, on the main street. So it's pretty neat. There's a lot of gun stuff and some ammunition and stuff right on the main street for everybody to see. And then fairly decent shop, a little bit of everything. They've got a one big box shop in town, I guess would be the competition, and then this local shop. And we bought some stuff here for the Gun Show Loophole Tour for our Patreons that don't tread on the flag right there. It was under $10. It was a great deal, and happy to leave some money there at the shop. It was our first attempt at the Gun Show Loophole Tour purchases, so appreciate the people that joined in with that. Now, if you've been to the shop, let us know in the comments.
And stay tuned for more on the Gun Show Loophole Tour. And thanks again to Excalibur Outdoors for putting a cool gun shop on the same street as all the little shops and things, and having a presence out there. That's really what it's all about. Gun Show Loophole Tour. Thanks for watching.
Let me just say again, this place is right on the main street. I can't get enough of that. So what I like about that, and I didn't say in the video like an idiot, is that Pink lives in a town that's competing with someplace in California for like the world's biggest pumpkin every year. So they have like all the pumpkin people come to this town to do this big giant pumpkin way off, and it like swells the town, and there's millions of people there or something. And you know, there's the chocolate shop next door, that tool place, and then you know, the cafe or whatever, and then here you go, there's a gun shop with ammunition prices out there. I love it. That's the whole point of, you know, keeping our gun shops out there, is they keep that presence out there in our society, right? Anyway, it's just a cool little shop. Pink likes it a lot. It's his go-to shop. And I think I mentioned in there that we got those flags for like $7. You know, that's a good price, right?
Yeah, that's a really good price. It looks like a cool little drag too, like a little cool street.
Yeah, I just love this place. I watched a video earlier on it, and yeah, it's just coolest. Why is that sign backwards? Why is that flag backwards for me?
This one is not. This XD behind me is a reflection of the thing behind me, I guess. This is not part. That XD is a different flag. This is just the helmet or whatever. But
no, I'm thinking that Moulin Lob or whatever it is backwards for me. But order on frontwards.
That might just be the YouTube Hangout. It should be good for everybody.
But
maybe it's the Greek.
No, I'm not. I'm just not sure. Like, because like I say, the 1776, the order online and everything, that's all fine. But then and the GX is fine. But when I look at the thing under the helmet,
the M is in the beginning and the E is at the end. That's the right way. It's just written in funky Greek words.
Believe it or not, you can't read Roman or whatever the hell that is.
That's Greek.
Yeah.
I don't like that language. Then I'm pretty sure that looks backwards to me.
Okay. So what I want to pause on this for is because it says shove gun control up your, and then it's a picture of a donkey. Done.
I like that they have online ordering. That's pretty cool.
Yep. And that's on their sign. So again, they're right on Main Street. So somebody could walk by when they're not open, turn on their phone, order from ExcaliburOutdoors.com. Okay, well, that's our gun shop today. Every day we try to hit a new gun shop. And I figured since we post these already, let's see some of the comments. Rusty's calling it the Round Town, saying there's another shop nearby. Got John in there talking about it. It's always good for a comment. And then, of course, Pink saying how much he likes his favorite shop. So that's very cool. And we've made 23 cents on that video. A little difference. A little bit of difference from that other video. So that was this gun shop. We've got a couple coming up still in the list. But if you'd like to include a shop, promote a shop that you like, let us know. Email it to us at dailygunshow@gmail.com. We're happy to do it. That's why one of the main reason we do our show on a daily basis. Otherwise, we'd be lazy like a lot of these people and just do a show once a week or whatever.
Well,
3 times a week.
Yeah, whatever. Like an hour once a week. Come on. Speaking of that, where are we at? Okay, so we still have Instagram going. We must be in an hour. I think we're doing pretty good though, right? We hit the first topic was gun tech, and then we solved the gun business. Then we just did alternative stuff. We did our gun shop. We're done. There's nothing else. We finished another week. Episode 505.
Yeah.
Update what's happening tomorrow, but
well, tomorrow we're doing gear chat. I don't know, whoever wants to jump in is welcome. We'll be doing gear chat in the morning, but there's other stuff happening as well.
Oh snap! I muted when I was supposed to talk. Anyway, yeah, there is. Caliber Corner's going to be on in the morning. Then the gear chat, like they said, in the middle, in between Rick's Life as I See It. I believe that comes on at 3 Eastern. Is there anything Saturday night? I don't think so.
What are you talking about? Yeah, there's the Moon and Smeggy show, first off. That's been every I can't remember how long now. And then
years now.
Dude does a show, and then his wife does one also. It's in the schedule, man. I have to jump over schedule.
Well, there's a new female doing a show?
Yeah,
there's two
Gunpowder Gal or something, right?
There's 2 girl shows now. Yes, one on Saturday nights. I don't know if it's every Saturday, and then one on Sundays. Correct.
I don't know about any of this. Have you guys been keeping me out of the loop?
So guess
Yeah,
what? Go to gunchannels.com/live. There's a schedule, and everybody keeps it up to date. And if we look at Saturdays, oh, it's not. Well, it's kind of up to date. It says Clearing the Chamber, 8 p.m., Tar Dot and Gunpowder Beauty. Is that the one you were talking about?
Yeah.
That's Saturday night. Then on Sunday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern is Gun Gals. And I believe somebody can talk to us more about that one, perhaps.
Oh, that's me. Yeah. So that's Sunday. I'm not sure what time.
9:30.
9:30. But yeah, it's just some broads like myself talking about guns and stuff. So yeah, it should be pretty cool. It was the first time was last week, and I think it went well. So we're looking forward to see how it goes going forward.
Yep. So that's awesome. So we definitely have shows on Saturday nights now, Clearing the Chamber at 8. Then on Sunday, I don't know, did you already do Sunday? Or were you about to do Sunday?
No, I was about to do Sunday, but I mean, I think you already did, though, pretty much, ain't it? We missed everything except the morning stuff on Sunday, which is Matt and... out
of there. Charles, I don't do his show. Nobody else seems to do it. So we'll take Charles out of there already.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Matt does his show every week, does he?
I couldn't tell you, but I think he does.
Okay. I'm usually out eating at that time. So, well, we just talked about the 9:30 show. Then the Food Travis Midnight Range does his show, and then we do the Van Chat. It's the best show of the week. Van Chat, 11 p.m., basically an hour earlier than this show on Sundays.
And you said this where all you girls get together and do this. This is at 9:30. Whose channel is it? It's on Gun Channels too, I'm assuming, right?
I think it's on Jelsma's.
Yep.
All right, I'll check it out. Cool.
Yeah, they're kind of
Yeah,
I think there was talk of like its own channel, but I don't know where that's at.
We're fluid, so if they want to make another channel, then we'll just direct them over there. But yeah, they're kind of sharing channels right now. But that's the whole thing. People are collaborating and working together and getting out more and more shows. Today there was 8 shows tonight. Well, that's been pretty cool.
It's getting busy around here. Yeah, definitely.
And that means there's 8 different people out there with 8 different audiences, putting out their own interesting stuff to themselves and their audiences. But, we're all thinking about the stuff the Military Arms Channel was talking about earlier, and concerns with the Second Amendment and apathy and keeping activism going, as well as just general interest in all the different things people are interested in. So now you're not necessarily confined to listening to somebody talk about reloading some night, because that's all they're talking about. You can almost flip a channel. So getting closer and closer to... I don't know. I don't really think we have a goal, but it definitely it's been a fun ride, and it looks like it's going in a great direction.
Getting a lot more fun, a lot more exciting, that's for sure.
We're going to mention that Gun Channels is doing its 4th year upgrades or rebuilds, whatever you want to call it, and I've just set up a series of videos today that'll be going out to talk about the perks over there. We've got a few of them, trying to come up with interesting and new type of perks that help people grow their channels. So simply donating is one option. People were concerned that there was only a $5 option there. I thought that it would let you fill in whatever number amount you wanted, but evidently you had to only donate $5. So I added a $25 one there. If for some reason somebody wants a different number amount, it's just a matter of creating it. So let me know. And then you can get a deck of cards. So we're going to be working on those sooner than later. I keep saying I want to have those done by the 11th. So maybe I'll be working on those this weekend. I should be working on those this weekend. We'll come up with a deck of cards. There'll be some sort of a version of a baseball card or a trading card for all the different people on Gun Channels that want to participate or that are going to be included because they do participate already. And then there's some work we'll do with your logos. So if you want to turn your logo into something that's easier to distribute to printers or on the internet as a graphic or a logo or whatever, we'll help you with that. If you want to turn it into an embroidery file or an animated cartoon, we can help you with that as well. Remember, those can be gifted. So if there's somebody out there that you think would do well with an animated little mascot or something, or somebody that could use a new logo, then feel free to gift those as well. So we're trying to, again, use it as a fundraiser, but also in a creative way to help people build up whatever projects or things they're working on. So we'll do those graphic projects together online. Smeggy already signed up for the animated one, so we'll be making his little snowman into an animated gift, or since we've already done that, he might want to gift that to somebody. Regardless, we'll go online live sometime in February here and fire up the software, thanks to Pink, and Edge and Smeggy for making all that possible. And we'll go live and use the software. We'll create the little animated things, and then people can use those as overlays on their own video projects or intros to their videos or something. And then, of course, once we get the Gun Channel's comic project going a little further, we'll have those, little animations to use as well. So that's the project that's ongoing. It'll be for the whole month of February, but it's another opportunity for us to share gun channels with people. So please use the share features of the Indiegogo project. The reason I put it there instead of putting it on like PayPal or something is so that we have a presence, a gun channels presence over on Indiegogo, which is a massive social media platform. Crowdfunding and projects like that is more and more of the way of the future, the way that people are able to take their money and put it directly into the projects and the efforts that they want to participate in. So I think it's important to have gun-related stuff over there. That's why we put them over there. So we encourage you to use them and use the share things over there. The more shares we get on Facebook, for example, the more likely they are to put that gun-related project up on their front page or something. Same way that we ask you to share our podcasts and our shows, using the social media platforms instead of just being an audience empowers you, the individual, to have some influence on what's out on the internet. Again, we're not the old-fashioned days of only the people with, what were those things called? The boxes that people would monitor what you were watching.
The Nielsen families.
Yeah, thanks. It's not like there's Nielsen boxes anymore. Everybody's a Nielsen box. If you just watch, you're the product. If you click, you're now a Nielsen box. You're creating the numbers. So empower yourself, do that, do it on our projects, do it on other gun-related projects, and do it on anything you think is interesting. So that's our lecture/commercial. We'll get that down better. But again, please share that with people and consider throwing a few bucks in there. Have some fun. Let's build gun channels into something better. Or bigger. It's already awesome.
True enough.
Done commercial.
Well, I think we're at the point where we're going to end this show. We just run.
Yeah, we're about done. So I'm going to hand it over to Bob without interruption, even though there's two of me in here and one of them is screen sharing.
Interrupting me to say you're going to hand it over without interrupting.
Yeah, no, just took his windbreaker off out there. So if we don't hurry up, he's probably going to jump in here.
Taking windbreakers off. We're just going to go and end the show. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I don't even need a windbreaker today. It's like 72.
Yeah, no, fine. I'm not shivering.
Oh, hold on. What temperature is it for you today, Jimmy?
72.
It was probably closer to 80, I think, down here. Owl, what kind of temperature was it for you today?
Geez, at least 85.
Bob, temperature today?
Minus 27.
Everybody's pointing laugh.
Oh, welcome. Everyone needed that tonight. So
that warmed up, right? It was colder a couple days ago.
All right. Well, with that, like I say, I think Dan, you can almost hear the stiff nylon of Dano's windbreaker being tossed over a chair. So we better.
Hopefully that chair is against the wall.
Cut out.
Yeah. I don't know. Ignore that screen sharing one, Bob. Go ahead. I'm done.
I'm not that dumb. I know what's coming, right? I'm not going to start doing so.
I got you anyway. Yeah.
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 Take that.
So,
yeah.
You guys know what that means. It's time to crack them knuckles, whip out them keyboards, and get ready for the daily tactical pop quiz. Today, it's not this. But today we are doing but that is a neat picture though. That was what was happening behind the scenes. I took a screenshot. That was all the firing you hear every night. Let the kids get in the gun safe.
That's Jimmy shooting at each night.
So we are going to do another caliber thing, but to avoid any anger or butthurt feelings, I need not specifics, but if you're gonna just say 9 for a 9mm, which there ain't none up there, it's not going to be accepted. 9x18, 9x19, 9x17, whatever, that's acceptable. 45 is not acceptable. 45 long Colt, okay. But other than that, nothing specific. So Let me put this phone down. Tell me what calibers are here.
Oh, wait. I have to say that this show was created by just Dano. Legal obligations fulfilled.
Oh, he's zooming. Look at that. He zoomed. How awesome is that? I feel like
Technology.
power. He enhanced it.
This is a long answer, man.
I should have got the 1 hour clock. I had my, it's going to be like a lecture series for the answer.
It's all going to be in one line, right? Because I ain't going to scroll up.
And you guys, if you're looking over at the spreadsheet, you can forget about the first answer because I don't even think they're going to be able to see that all zoomed in like that. So we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 answers. There's a bunch of duplicates in there to fool you. I doubled some.
Nobody's going to get this, Jimmy. This is too hard for these guys. I mean, you actually have to know what you're looking at. I mean, I had a little trouble for a second or two.
And you got the answer. It's scaled for size.
Yeah. Now get them in order, guys. Don't make it hard on us.
Get them in order. What are you talking about?
I appreciate that. If you'd get them in order that I wrote them down in,
guys. No, seriously, this is a lot to look at. Jeez whiz.
Yeah.
If no one gets it after this clock, I got a second one.
How about you just point with a laser pointer or something at one particular one, and then they'd all have to be the first one to guess that one or something?
There's just too many. No, I'm confused. What's
that top one?
Anchor. She'd be good at this.
I don't think I'd be that good at it.
I don't know because I'm really not.
I mean, that looks like what is that, like a 762 right there,
Boom.
right?
Yeah.
No, it's like yeah. Oh, right. She doesn't get to see the spreadsheet. Damn it. She should be in the spreadsheet.
I just gave her a link to the spreadsheet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I could cheat.
Yeah.
You could, yeah, because you're not playing anything.
We call it Danoing it.
The top one.
We got.
How about if they just get like a number of them? The first one, that would be tough.
No, I actually think that. Let me see. Oh, he's missing one.
You're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count them. How many of them are there?
There are. I can see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the front of 9 down there looks like it's poking Bob in the head. Dano's not cheating. We can see if he's in the spreadsheet. He's not in the spreadsheet.
Dano is not cheating.
I wouldn't. Dano can't play the game.
Is anybody getting this, or should we pass this one? Because I got another one that's really quick since we're already right here.
I say we do it. Something like this. I would say like somehow like pick the one that's to the left of the 45 ACP or something like make it where they have to distinguish which.
What's
one.
that also? Yeah, well, yeah, okay. That's a 45 ACP. That's a 762 by 39. What's this one right here? So you have those and those, that and that for scale. What's that?
Which one are you pointing at? Because I don't know. I'm not watching the screen. I'm watching the other. Yes, off.
10 millimeter? No. 357 Ma? No. 357.
That is a 45 projectile. What's that?
357 mag?
44.
Yeah. 44 mag.
Wait, we got a 454 casual. Is that right?
Casual.
I would take. Did they use it? Did they spell it with an H? Because no.
No, casual. CASUL. Casual.
Yeah, we'll take that.
All right. That would be midnight on the YouTube side.
Well, look at that, man. Midnight range? Really? Because I don't really like him that much.
Well, and the thing is,
all the time, and his beard's really weak.
Hold on, we have someone in here who could be an impartial third party for us.
Okay.
Angelina, is a hot dog cut lengthwise down the long side, split open, a sandwich?
Yeah, if it's cut open like that, I guess I'd make it a sandwich.
Oh,
glad you sided with Midnight Range, not us. That's okay. We insist that a hot dog can never be a sandwich, no matter how you prepare it.
It's an open-faced hot dog.
It's a hot dog. It's just making a hot dog goofy. But it's okay. You come from California.
We're a little different.
You probably have, like, I don't know, something weird on there. Basil.
Put avocado on everything.
Well, that would be normal. That would be okay. Anyway, so Midnight Range did win, even though he's handicapped by his crazy hot dog theories.
Okay, Midnight Range, even though you got crazy hot dog theories and your beard's weak, that makes you the tactical shot of the day.
It's a good thing it's at night.
You should have tipped your fedora to him.
It's very good.
Oh, yeah. I had to take it off, though, because it gives me a headache.
Well, that would have been a perfect opportunity to take it off for a minute.
I got the steel rim in it, man, so I can throw it like a steel frisbee, and it's sharpened. It's really cool.
Like Odd Job?
Yeah. Except it's a fedora, so it flies a little different.
Kind of like not straight.
Yeah, it would fly all.
Curve it around corners. See, the big deal with a fedora is you can curve that around corners, whereas the bowler pretty much just went straight. Fedora's got a little more aerodynamics on the peak, so it will.
But can you hit the head off of a statue?
Oh yeah, easy. Yeah.
Cycle Camp brought up some logic, some fact on the gun channel side. A hot dog in a bun is not a sandwich, so I think we can leave it at that. Bun. How can it be a sandwich if it's in a bun?
Yeah, I think if you took a hot dog and like split it into little slices and put it on 2 slices of bread, you might be able to call it a sandwich, but it'd be like a
Face hot dog.
Oh no, it'd be like a bologna sandwich, just sliced weird. I mean, that's all a hot dog is kind of whatever they sweep up from the floor and put down the drain hole in the middle. They strain that and make it into hot dogs.
If I take a ham sandwich and put it on a bagel, it's still a sandwich. If I take a hot dog and cut it in half, it's still open-faced a hot dog.
Ears, noses, and assholes. That's what they make hot dogs out of.
All right. So Bob will be joining us for the vegan chat this weekend.
He sounds like a vegan on his way.
I don't actually mind meat that's made from organs. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, none of that was discussing to Bob. He was simply clarifying it for us.
Yeah.
All
really.
right. Well, that's definitely enough. I think we've talked about what's happening over the weekend quite a bit. We talked about what's happening Monday. We talked about this show already. And I think we can wrap it all up at some point here. We did pretty good. We're only a half an hour over.
Now I know how to end the show at the right time. All right, guys. Let's wrap this thing up for sure. Really nice to have a guest host and Owl and Anchor.
Thanks. It's nice to be here, hanging out with you guys.
Good to have a different host that's not nearly as verbose as some of the others we've had. I have to go back to my sheets because I kind of closed them. At some point, while I was talking to people, I closed the window. I shouldn't have. Anyway, our quote today is going to be by William S. Burroughs.
Oh,
William S. Burroughs, famous writer from England. From England, the Queen's country, like me. Although I really don't like the Queen or the royals. I'd much rather just we had our regular government, but it was conservative.
Right, I got to interrupt. You notice how he rushes us through the whole entire show, and then he just gets paid by the hour at the end here. He just takes his own.
Look, if I get another 2 minutes, I'm on overtime, and that counts for time and a half.
So now we're talking about the Queen for 2 minutes?
No, I'm just going to talk about the Queen for a minute and say I really don't like her. I don't like the royal family. I really hate having to pay for their vacations when they come to visit here.
And this is what happened. This is what happened.
Start the clock over, guys.
The quote by William S. Burroughs.
I cannot stand this for one more minute. Will you close the show?
Hey, Bob.
Let Banham in here, and why do we have him in here now?
Bob, I think you should wrap it up.
I'm trying to. All right. Before I read this quote, I'd like to remind everybody, please.
Here he goes again.
Give us a like. Give us a share. If you can, support us on Patreon. Did you complain about that, Daniel? No. All right, so here we go. William S. Burroughs. After a shooting spree, I always want to take the guns away from the people who didn't do it. I sure as hell wouldn't want to live in a society where the only people allowed guns are the police and the military. Very wise words. Thanks everybody for watching and listening. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Guys at gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching gunwebsites.com.
Hi, thanks from dearwebsites.com.